With the Fortnite Wilds updates, there is a lot of changes, and in today's video, I'm going to be reading them all for you so you don't have to. Sometimes you want to be just having your lunch break, or maybe you're walking or in between stuff and you don't have time to read all this through. You just don't want to read it through, so let me cover all the important stuff and summarize it for you. You can now ride raptors in the game. One of the ways that you can actually ride raptors in the game is actually by finding a raptor egg, and then you can so-called nurture it, and then it'll automatically be your raptor when it hatches. It'll automatically be tamed to you. There's a bunch of gun changes as well. We're just going to cover the new guns real quickly. One of them is a thermal DMR, so if people are invisible, it'll show like a heat signature of where they are, or even if they're just hidden and you can't see them too well, it'll be like a thermal scope, so you can see the red outline of where their body is. There's also a flapjack rifle. This has a mythic version as well, which you can gain from a key card vault. There's a kinetic boomerang. As far as we can tell from the update notes, this doesn't have movement. It can connect to multiple enemies as we've seen in the trailer, and if you mess up where you hit it, you can press a recall button and it'll drop a tiny explosion and then it'll come back to you. We have the Cybertron cannon. This can do up to 110 damage. I'm not sure if it can do more, but that's just what I know from the leaks. This is the Optimus Prime weapon. It shoots a projectile and it can also destroy builds with it. There's a wasp jar. These are like new fireflies, but a bit more annoying it seems like. Maybe won't do damage on first impact, but it will chase people rather than sitting in a single spot. If you get hit by this, you want to jump in mud or water and it'll be sweet. Some guns that have returned is the drum shotgun and combat SMG. This is really good for zero build mode. This is just a really good SMG, a little bit hard to use, but really good. There's a bunch of items as staying. I'm not going to be going through all the items that are staying. I've already made a video on that. If you want to know which items are vaulted as well as which items are staying, because I had to farm that data myself and figure it all out myself, I've got a video on that. When it comes to mud, you can slide in it in order to gain more speed than regular sliding, and also you can gain camouflage from that somehow. Not sure if this is the invisible stuff that we saw in the trailer, but I think you'll just blend in more, be harder to see essentially. You can also ride on vines now. They're called grind vines, similar to grind rails. There's a perk that also can heal you while riding on these as well, so that's important to note. The canopies, which are these flat top trees, are easy to walk on now, and this is designed for zero build mode. It's a lot easier to traverse in height and you're not as likely to fall down. It does state in here, find some mud for a clean, but also not really clean getaway. So I assume mud might break fall damage so you won't lose health. There's 3 new flowers in the game, they all do different things. This purple one here explodes. This stink one here causes like a stink grenade or a toxic gas nearby. If you ever played Apex, a bit similar to caustic sting. If you played Fortnite, similar to the old toxic Fortnite stuff like stinkfish, the blobfish aka, or even like the stink bow. This blue flower here, this one gives you health. All you have to do is pickaxe it. There's an actual 4th flower here, but you don't interact with it the ways you do this one. This one you can jump on top of it and you won't be taking fall damage, so it'll cause a zero grab effect and it'll launch you up a lot higher in the air. There's a bunch of new augments in the game as well. I've made a separate video on that if you want to know what all of them are. I'll quickly cover the new ones here, but I'm not going to be going over the ones that are staying in the game because they don't even list what they do. I had to do that from memory and stuff. So first things first, you have Primal Companion. You get thermal vision when you ride on an animal, and you also regenerate health. This one here, Wasp weaponry. You get a jar of wasps when you select it, and every time you get a kill, you get another jar of wasps. Sprint lines, this one just gives you the slap effect, so you can sprint longer when you go and grind rails and grind vines, zip lines, and also vertical zip lines, which are called ascenders. We got one of them that gives you shotgun shells when you slide, shell slide. We got one of them that reloads your shotgun faster, swift shotgun reload. You have reckless rifle reload when your AR is unloaded, it reloads faster. Really good perk in my opinion. And medium ammo acquired, this just gives you more medium ammo, so less likely to run out. And when you open containers, you get more. Rare Warrior has been renamed to the Traversal Warrior, and the last 2 important perks to note is that Mythic Munition and Exotic Grab Bag are here, and Shotgun Striker, which gives you health from shooting shotgun shots, is also here. Bounty boards have gotten a complete rework. They now can do different stuff. They're called job boards. They give a choice of 3 boards, including a bounty, and you can complete that for bars. A little bit weird, but maybe some of the bounties is like, go to this location and do this thing, so it might be a bit more easier for very casual players who maybe find it a bit hard to get elims or find people on the map. Obviously, the brand new battle pass is here, and it comes with a bunch of new styles. If you want to check that stuff out, I recommend you just launch the game and go through all the menus, and sort of, it's good to understand how those menus work, because some of the stuff is quests, some of it's battle stars, sometimes it gets reformatted, and if you don't know where stuff is, you might miss unlocking stuff. Like a lot of people missed out on some of the bonus quest skins last season because they didn't realize those bonus quest skins. So go through those menus in game yourself. I've heard there's somewhat of a free battle pass where you can get more free items. There's always been a free battle pass, but maybe it's a bit more clear now what those free cosmetics are. This is in the item store. This is from the new Transformers movie. It's Optimus Primal, like a primal version of Optimus Prime. Pickaxes are now officially called pickaxes. Before they're always known as harvesting tools officially, but people call them pickaxes anyway. I guess Fortnite's putting the brand on it. Just a note for competitive, Raptors aren't in there. The Cybertron cannon, Optimus Prime weapon's not in there. Heavy Sniper's not in there, Chug Cannon's not in there, and Heisted Breacher Shotgun is not in there. That's really good for competitive in my opinion. Keeping the loot pools separate has always been a good idea. So there's all the updates. I'm still yet to play the season. I'm probably going to make a video on playing the season, so stay tuned for that. So maybe subscribe. You like Fortnite? You'll probably like this channel.